And welcome on in, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful evening and or night or a good day, whether you could be tuning on in from overseas as well, across the pond over in Europe. We got quite a few Europeans on this Amarillo Wranglers roster here. Speaking of rosters, we'll get into the starting lineups and the rest of the roster spots to fill out those forward and defensive units in just a little bit. Take a moment to recap last night's game, last night home opener for the Wranglers, ultimately falling 4-3 at home to the Odessa Jackalopes. Jackalopes able to pick up 2 points last night. And let's take a look at what that means in terms of standings in the South Division here as we get loaded on in. And then we'll take a couple peeks at scores around the league as well. But for the Wranglers, they've got a couple returners into the lineup here tonight, as there were some unavailable yesterday. Still some unavailable tonight due to suspension, but those that are out suspended tonight will be available tomorrow as well. So some fresh legs and pretty nice to, I say this unironically, it's actually kind of nice in hindsight when you think about it to maybe have a few guys suspended for a game or two when you're doing a free games and free days kind of situation. Makes it a little bit more manageable. But taking a look at the standings now. After last night's self-division action, Lone Star Brahmas still in first place in the division with 24 points in 14 games played. Oklahoma Warriors currently sitting nestled in second with 14 games played, 16 points. New Mexico Ice Wolves with 12 games played, 16 points. The Jackalopes now find themselves in fourth, 10 games played, 13 points. The El Paso Rhinos currently sitting in fifth with 12 points off of 12 games. The Mudbugs currently occupying the sixth spot in the division standings with 12 points in 14 games. And the Wranglers sitting in seventh with 11 points from 12 games. And the Corpus Christi Ice Rays rounding it out in the South Division standings. 12 games played, 10 points. So a win for the Wranglers tonight could potentially see them get back into that fifth, fourth spot in the South Division standings, depending on how other events go elsewhere tonight. Really kind of depends on the El Paso Rhinos and Shreveport Mudbugs if either of those two teams pick up any points. We'll take a look at scores around the league from yesterday to recap all the South Division scores. Well, the El Paso Rhinos and the Oklahoma Warriors had an absolute barn burner, not in terms of goals, but in terms of shots. It was 50 free shots for the Rhinos and 50 for the Oklahoma Warriors. So 103 combined shots between the two sides last night, and it would be an OT winner for the Oklahoma Warriors, scored by Kyle Sorensen. And then looking at the other South Division games, we never got a final score report for the Shreveport Mudbugs and Corpus Christi Ice Rays, so not entirely sure what happened there. The Lone Star Brahmas were able to pick up an OT win over the New Mexico Ice Wolves on the road. And that was all the self-division games yesterday. And taking a look at current games around the league right now, well, we've had a game already wrap up over in the East Division. The Philadelphia Rebels picking up a 2-0 win over the New Jersey Titans. The New Hampshire Mountain Kings are currently up 2-1 over the Northeast Generals with 8:09 left in the third. Maryland Black Bears up 3-0 over the Johnstown Tomahawks, 3-0. The score in that one currently was 16:01 left in the second. The Elmira Aviators up 2-0 over the Danbury Hat Tricks, 16:08 left in the second in that one. St. Cloud Norsemen up 1-0 over the North Iowa Bulls, 2:46 left in the first period. And we got all the other games starting to trickle in here in just a minute. And speaking of just a minute, we'll take a quick step away. And when we come back, tonight's starting lineups and rosters for Game 2 of the series between your Amarillo Wranglers and the Odessa Jackalopes, live on NAHL TV, and also the audio-only feed available on the Amarillo Wranglers YouTube channel as well. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll be back in just a minute. Well, welcome on back, folks, as we get ready for your Amarillo Wranglers and the Odessa Jackalopes to hit the ice here. Let's get into the starting lineups for the Odessa Jackalopes. On the left wing, Caden Giushi. In center, Jeremy Jacobs. And on the right wing, Nicholas Arrington. Defensive pairings of Henry Ford and Austin Richards. It's a new netminder for the Jackalopes here tonight. Number 31, Kevin Jones, getting the start here tonight. Some noticeable changes into this Odessa Jackalopes roster are as follows. Max Rentmeester is going to be playing on the left wing. He'll be joined by Alex Thomas and Brandon Catalano. And then Gabe Pankratz will be getting the nods tonight on the left wing. He's joined by Luke McPherson and Daniel Kuwiziski. Adam Matar, Nicholas Buriselli, Meckler Loveland, another line of forwards rounding that out. And for the remaining defensive pairings of the Odessa Jackalopes, Shea Berry, Hunter Toms, Jack Eastbrantz, Jake Gregory, and the extra forward/defenseman in Austin Lemur. And now it's time for your Amarillo Wranglers starting lineup. On the left wing, fresh off his suspension and ready to get going, it's the alternate captain, Daniel Rosega. In center, the captain, Jacob Miller. And they're joined on the right by Caden Haggerty. Defensive pairings of Cruz Smith and Landon Poe to start us out here tonight. And then back for the first time since Game 2 of the season, Charles-Antoine Girard. Remaining forward pairings for your Wranglers, William Larson on the left, Alphonse Gentler in center, Jake Fortin on the right, Kirill Estenov on the left, Ty Zadi in center, Jake Bollinger on the right, Gunnar Vick on the left, Dominic Stomakiewicz in center, and Jaden Shirk on the right. Lucas Schaefer, Tuner O'Rourke, Aiden Nyquist, and Ethan Ogle, the remaining defensive pairings, and Oleski Koval, the extra defenseman here tonight. Your Wranglers are coached by head coach Michael Hill and assistant coach Lucas Stern. Well, we are ready to roll the red carpet back up and get underway here. Saturday night's game, game 2 of the series, game 2 of the West Texas Rivalry Cup presented by Austin Hose. And again, thank you to UniFirst for the 400 golf towels that were given away at the start of doors being open tonight. Doors opened at 6. We got a little bit of a late start to this one. It's supposed to be a 7:14 puck drop. We're starting at around 7:22 now. So is life. Things don't always go the way as planned per se, but we venture forward. And we are ready to get rolling here tonight. Again, last night, Odessa Jackalopes picking up a 4-3 win, playing spoiler to the Wranglers on their home opener. But Wranglers looking to kind of shake things up here. A couple of guys returning from suspension, a couple of guys also returning from injury. And Charles Antoine Gerard getting his first start in the net since game 2 of this season. Oh, here we go. Jacobs for the Jackalopes and Miller for the Wranglers to get us underway here. Fortin finding a feed on over to Richards. Richards sending this one into the zone. Poe to loose puck in the corner. Haggerty was looking for it. It's cut out by Fortin. Fortin with it down low looking for a pass. It's now cut out by Rusega. Rusega was looking for Haggerty. Smith having to reset the Wranglers in the corner. And this pass cut out. Shot held on to by Gerard. Bouncing puck. Ricocheted off Gerard at that. Now fed on over. Wranglers having to reset. Rusega dumping this one in the corner. Wranglers going for a bit of a change here now. Haggerty pressuring his man in the corner. Fortin with it. Brings the Jackalopes off ice into the zone. Fortin beaten to his own puck. O'Rourke resetting. Kept in the zone. Odessa tossing this one behind the net. O'Rourke to the loose puck. Feeds it on the glass. Intended pass to Fortin cut out. Thomas feeding it down low. This one cut out by O'Rourke. O'Rourke. And now Barry having to reset the Jackalopes outside of the zone. Loose puck scooped up. A little bit of a dump and chase there. Tossed in. Blocker save and punched into the corner by Gerard. Banked off the glass. Fortin trying to send this one up into the zone along that line change for the Wranglers. Azadi the loose puck. Ogle looking for a feed onto the wings. Bollinger finding Azadi. Azadi sending this one behind the net. Jones out of his crease. Matar looking for a little bit of give and go here. Puricelli finding a pass on over. Loveland held up on the boards inside the Wranglers zone. Now Bollinger trying to get involved as well. Azadi looking for a feed to Bollinger. This one cut out at center ice. Ogle laying a nice hit there. Shoving his man off that. Edquist was looking for a feed up and out. It's turned over. Puricelli with it. And they're going to get Ty Azadi for a trip. Didn't really look intentional at that. Just kind of got clattered up with his man. So they're going to toss Ty Azadi into the box for 2 minutes. Wranglers going on the penalty kill early here. Well, an important piece of the penalty kill for this Wranglers team is Daniel Rusega has a shorthanded goal. He's able to find that last weekend in Oklahoma City. So we'll have to see what the Wranglers can do here. Puck tied up. Miller sending this one out of the zone. Odessa having to reset. Ishbrant had a goal last night with it on his stick. Giyoshi taking down, not enough to draw a whistle from the officiating crew. Miller with it. Miller has Haggerty. Feeds it to Haggerty in the corner. Haggerty has it stuck on his skates, but the Wranglers happy with this outing here on PK unit number 1. So there's now only 1:22 left of a penalty to kill off. This one ricocheting off the skates of Giyoshi. Forced back into his own zone. We talked about Rusega on the penalty kill, making an instant impact. Now fed down ice. Jones with it on his paddle. Shoves it off the Ishbrants. Finds Jacobs on the wing. Odessa looking to reset from their own zone. Cool things down, get a couple changes. Puricelli out there now with Loveland. Odessa feeding it on over to Loveland on the wings. Loveland in the corner. Puricelli to loose puck. Now back with it is Toms. Toms from the blue line, surveying. Toms from the point, looks for a shot, and a paddle save there up into the mesh netting by Gerard. 36 seconds left of the penalty call for the Wranglers. Face off inside the Wranglers zone here. Puricelli for the Jackalopes and Miller for the Wranglers on the face-off. Smith getting a piece of this one. Matar behind net, feeds it on over top of the face-off circle. Jackalopes looking to reset from the blue line. Finding a feed on over, shot, and Puricelli will put this one into the back of the net. Power play goal here for the Odessa Jackalopes. 16-17 remaining in the first period. Well, the Wranglers were almost out of that penalty kill, but fortunately with 24 seconds left, it's kill off, unable to keep it going through the entire way, as they'll give up a goal here early into the first period. Well, we're back underway here. Vic looking for this puck. Now fanned a pass there into the zone from the Odessa Jackalopes. Koval to Vic. Vic sends it into the corner. Shirk looking to lay a hit. Ogle is looking to toss it back down low, coughs it up. Jackalopes looking for a feed down low into the slot. And we're going to have a penalty on the Jackalopes now. Wranglers going on the power play here. On a light protest there from Kuziski. So we got a Wranglers power play, and this one's going to be a neutral zone face-off here. Miller and Jacobs on the draw. Miller winning this one. Sends it back to Ogle. Ogle feeds on over to Smith. Smith back to Ogle. As the Wranglers going to get called for icing now. And slashing the call on Kuziski. Well, Wranglers 15 seconds already gone by on their power play, as they're having to take a face-off inside their own zone now. Jacobs and Miller on this one. Bouncing puck scooped up. Ogle with it now. Ogle waiting. Rusega looking to kickstart the boys here. Rusega into the zone with some speed. Into the corner, feeding it on back to Ogle. Ogle surveying. Takes out Smith. Smith back to Ogle. Ogle. Bottom of the face-off circle. Wranglers gonna feed it back to Ogle. Looking to send this one through traffic, and there's too many bodies in the way. Jackalopes gonna toss this one all the way down the ice and go for a change. They got a new unit of 4 out here. 1:10 left of a power play for the Wranglers. Smith with it. Feeds it to Azadi. Azadi into the zone, weaving his way through. Great pass on over. Shot just a little bit high there. Wranglers looking to reset. Delayed offsides on the Wranglers. Schaefer having to track all the way back. Domakievis was the one with that shot attempt there. A good look and passing play from the boys here as now it's fed on over. Bollinger, bottom of the faceoff circle. Skates behind the net, looking for a feed. Wranglers sending it on back. Zadi with it. Top of the faceoff circle. Cross ice pass, shot. And this one blocked on a stick. 26 seconds left of a power play. Estenov with it. Pivots. Bottom of the face-off circle. Feeds it back to Schaefer. 17 seconds left of the power play. Schaefer skates up. Feeds it down low. Estenov looking for a pass there, and this one now with Azadi. Azadi back to Schaefer. 6 seconds left of a power play. Esnev looking for a shot. Too many bodies in the way. Odessa going to cut this one out, and they're going to kill off this penalty in the process. Now Wranglers unable to make anything of the man advantage. Now the Wranglers still trying to get out of danger here. Haggerty has it stolen away by Arrington. Paracelli, Arrington staying with it. Arrington looking for a shot. Schaefer getting a piece of this puck in the process. Well, the Odessa Jackalopes forecheck causing all sorts of headaches for the Wranglers right now. Miller going to reset it on over to Schaefer. Bouncing puck, Miller. And the Wranglers going to go offside just barely. Resega was trying to exit the zone there. Fortin with it. As now Gerard gonna hang on to this one here. Jedler and Paracelli on the draw here inside the Wrangler zone. Fortin. And the Wranglers now trying to win this puck back in the corner. Paracelli battling for this one alongside Gentler. Fortin. And the Wranglers looking to get up and out of the zone here now. Well, the Wranglers bench wanting an offsides. They're not going to get it. Ogle resetting it on over. Gentler with it. Cut up and out. Fortin with it on the wings. Feeds it into the zone. A bouncing puck scooped up. Tossed all the way back down ice, and icing's going to get called now. Offensive zone draw for the Wranglers. Azadi winning this one. Sending it on back to O'Rourke. O'Rourke looking for a shot. This one sent wide. Odessa finding Jacobs. Jacobs down low. Gets a shot off. Not enough mustard on that one there. And kicked aside by the pads of Gerard. And we're going to get a penalty now on O'Rourke. Wranglers going to have to go on the PK yet again. Arrington, Yoshi, and Jacobs joined out there by Esperance. And it appears to be Alex Thomas joining the Odessa Jackalopes on power play unit number 1. Tempered down, Esperance. Toss back to Esperance. Feeds it on over to Jacobs. Jacobs looking for a shot. Big save there from Gerard. Puck going to go all the way down into the Jackalope zone now. This one tossed onto the boards in the Wrangler zone. Smith to a loose puck in the corner. Haggerty sending it all the way down ice. Bollinger trying to get to the puck as Jones had it on his paddle. Jacobs, it's too far for him. Ogle feeds it in. Jackalopes looking to reset, get up ice. Bollinger getting a piece of that puck. Esperance slows it down, cut out. Ogle winning this puck back, sends it up ice. as it's cut off by Jacobs. Jackalopes looking to go for a change here. Jackalopes gonna wait here. Barry out on the ice now. Jacobs waiting for that change. Barry sending this one around the boards. Puricelli in the corner. He's looking for Loveland. Goes to Matar. Matar in the corner. Matar. And this one sent out of the zone. Jackalopes having to reset. Toms with it in his own zone. 20 seconds left of a power play for the Jackalopes. Barry brings the Jackalopes in. Clock in the corner. Scooped up. And now the Wranglers the other way. Rusega has it poked away. Miller to loose puck. Looking for Rusega in the corner. Wranglers killing this one off. Rusega weaving his way through. Looking for a feed, and he's taking it into the net, and the net's going to go with. So we'll get a face-off in just a second inside the Jackalope zone. Puricelli and Gentler on the faceoff. Poe sending it down low behind the net. Jackalopes looking for a little bit of give and go. Now tossed onto the glass. A little bit of back and forth, and we're going to get a penalty on the Jackalopes here as Gentler's taken down. .39 left in the first period. Wranglers with a power play opportunity here now. McPherson and Miller on the faceoff. Miller winning this one. Smith with it. Smith to Ogle. Ogle to Miller. Miller in the faceoff circle. Sends it on back to Ogle. Smith. Ogle calling for it. Rusega to Miller. Feed on over to Haggerty. Was looking for that shot on the back door. Now Smith having to reset the Wranglers here. Ogle. And unable to find Rusega down low. Bouncing puck in the corner as now McPherson's got it. Miller with it in the corner. Miller weaving his way through. Holds it. Skates down low. Miller still with it. Feeds it back to Ogle. Smith from the point, shot, and scores! Wranglers tying this one on up, and it's going to be the captain, Jacob Miller, poking this one into the back of the net, and Cruz Smith sending it all the way from the point as Jacob Miller taps it on home. apologies to Steve. If it's Kuzowski or Kuziski, please let me know. I do try to take pride in getting the pronunciations correct, and there's no pronunciation guide on the sheets for me, so more than happy to be informed of how it's supposed to be pronounced. Always more than happy to. So, thank you. Well, we're back underway here. East Bronx. And the Jackalopes looking to get up ice. Thomas. And a loose puck down low in the slot. Jackalopes tossing this one back on into the corner. O'Rourke. O'Rourke with it. Caught up. Now Jackalopes looking to reset this one onto the wings. Thomas with it. Thomas into the zone. Weaves his way through. Thomas staying with it. Behind the net. Was looking for a little bit of a wraparound there. Running out of real estate. Bollinger. And a big hit there. Now Jones leaving it off. Jacobs battling for it, getting a shot off in the process. Gerard keeping it out. Poe tying up Jacobs. Vick sending it out of the zone. Arrington resetting the Jackalopes. Poe with it. Now toss out of the zone. Barry with it. Barry feeds it on over. Smith getting a piece of it. Damakievs pivots. Wranglers looking for room up ice. Shirk. Pass on in, shot just a little bit wide there. Ogle keeps it in the zone. Denied at the blue line is the Jackalopes. Gentler tossing it into the zone. Fortin looking to pressure. Edquist sending this one all the way down ice, as icing's going to get called here now. Kushkowski. Well, Steve, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. It does not look like it would be pronounced Kushkowski. I do apologize there. And I will make sure going forward for the rest of tonight that I get that right. It definitely does not look that way. As somebody with a very difficult last name, I know what it's like. So I do appreciate you letting me know. Thank you very much, Steve. Something sorted out here. Looks like they're trying to toss Larson out of the face-off. Wranglers looking to get up ice. Larson to Fortin. Fortin setting it behind the net. Larson, loose puck, shot. Oh, and not enough on it. Gentler was looking for the shot down low in the crease. Fortin looking for a feed to Gentler. Wranglers going to go for a change here now. Matar feeds it into the zone. Wranglers looking to reset. Schaefer skates past one. Schaefer trying to keep it in the zone. Puck's going to fall outside the zone, and Schaefer unknowingly was offsides. So we'll get a neutral zone face-off in just a second, and we'll have a immediate timeout here now. McPherson and Miller on the face-off here. Miller winning this one. A little bit of give and go. Rourke with it. Poked away by the Jackalopes. Jackalopes looking for a feed on over, and a shot denied by Gerard. Now Rusega the other way. Into the zone, Rusega goes. Gets it on over to Miller, and a stick in from Ishbaran, sending this one up and out of play. So we'll get a face-off inside the Odessa zone here in just a second. Oh, and for Jackalopes fans and Wranglers fans alike, here's an interesting little tidbit about both of these sides' head coaches. Scott Durer and Michael Hill played college hockey together for a season at St. Mary's University in Minnesota. How about that? Now Jackalopes looking for a shot. Puck behind net, bodies colliding, net's gonna get taken with, and Gerard's bottle's gonna find its way onto the ice as well. I was talking to head coach Michael Hill about that last night. He had nothing but high praise for Jackalopes coach Durer, the head coach over there, and said that they still talk every now and then. And Scott was talking to Michael Hill last night and had nothing but praise of his side as well. So just a really awesome kind of full circle moment for the two head coaches of both their teams. And puck tied up on the draw. Bollinger with it. Bollinger into the zone. Feeds it on over Azadi. Looking for Bollinger and saved there. Jones kicked that one into the corner on his pads, and now Jackalopes looking for a shot, denied by Gerard, and a second chance opportunity. Now down low, puck behind the net, Loveland trying to sneak it through and held on to by Gerard here now. .5:22 remaining in the first period between these two teams. As it's currently 1-1, we're all tied up. Jackalopes with 9 shots so far this period, 4 shots for the Wranglers. Hedquist and Chandler. Hedquist tied up behind the net. Now Larson into the zone, looking for a cross-ice feed. Jantler trying to find Ogle, as Ogle spins Giyoshi, but Giyoshi's trying to beat Hedquist to the puck and will do just that. Ogle off the boards, cut out, and kept in the zone. Giyoshi looking for a pass, had a man backdoors, it's cut out by Hedquist. Larson into the zone, leaves it on off. Cross-ice feed, Gentler in the face-off circle, pivots, looking for a feed on over, and just falling off the stick of Fortin and into the corner. Fortin trying to get this puck back. Now Giyoshi gonna rip it around the boards. Loveland to the loose puck in the corner. As he's tied up, Damakiev's looking to reset the Wranglers. Damakiev's feeds it on to Gunnar Vick, who's gonna chip it to Jones. And, well, Shirk might be going to the box here, and now Shirk's gonna draw a penalty of his own. Henry Fortin of the Jackalopes was not happy with Jaden Shirk there. We got the two still going at it, and we got the linesman involved. Looks like the linesman even took a little bit of a blow there. On the South Division, everybody's always getting involved in fights. It's not just the forwards and defensemen's goalies. It's going to be the linesmen's and head officials as well. Well, it looks like they're going to be probably serving up a 10-minute penalty to Jaden Shirk. So he'll be going to locker room early. We'll have to find out if he is currently going to be having his night done and dusted with. Well, and Jacob Miller is pleading that Jaden Shirk had his bucket removed. That is what he's trying to communicate with, but it will fall on deft ears. Miller not happy here. He's perplexed as to how there's not a 10-minute going against the Jackalopes. He's trying to plead his case. We're getting this one all sorted out. Well, the good news is that this is not last weekend in Oklahoma where there was 175 penalty minutes in one game alone for the Wranglers. Well, Miller's still not pleased. Well, I mean, obviously I understand being upset in this situation if I'm him, but okay, so now Fortin is going to be going. So maybe they are going to be getting Fortin with a 10 as well. We'll have to check on that once we have that updated. And maybe Jacob Miller just asked nicely enough and offered to get some ice cream after the game for the officials here. Joking, joking, joking. Obviously, we can't do that here. And as the fans always like to chant, you can't do that. That is indeed something you cannot do. Well, we're going to be skating 5 aside, but we're having a quick conversation between the linesman and the bench. Looks like really not sure what's going on now. Well, it looks like maybe a little bit of blood there. The medical staff taking a look at one of the linesmen. Obviously, hopefully he's okay. And this is one of those times where I wish we could have a live chat on NAHL TV so we could have like a little bit of a, what's everybody doing this weekend? Has anybody got any fun plans? You know, it's like we're just sitting here waiting around. We don't know how long this is going to take us. Oh, the West Texas Wranglers, NA Free HL affiliate of the Amarillo Wranglers, in the house here tonight, just like they were last night. Oh, linesman still getting look over here. Well, I mean, I guess this is a good time as ever. Then we might as well take a look at scores around the league, check out what's going on elsewhere. I mean, it's either that or we could go rebuild all the aqueducts in Rome to working condition. I mean, you take your pick. Well, Maryland Black Bears currently leading 4-1 over the Johnstown Tomahawks at the end of the second. Maine Nordiques after 2, currently leading the Junior Americans 2-0. Elmira Aviators after 2, up 3-2 over the Danbury Hat-Tricks. St. Cloud Norsemen up 3-0 over the North Iowa Bulls. 4:50 left in the second period. Other Self-Division action. The El Paso Rhinos are up 3-2 over the Oklahoma Warriors after 1. And we said earlier in the pregame, that was a game last night that saw 103 total shots. Well, the linesman is back out onto the ice. And we'll give a little stick tap to the linesman. Obviously, hopefully, linesman is okay here. And we're back underway. Fortin with, excuse me, that's Haggerty. Toss down low to Haggerty. in the corner, tied up. Jackalopes tossing this one into the corner. And icing going to get called here now on the Jackalopes. So a 2-minute penalty and a 10-minute game misconduct for Shirk. So both of them with a 2-minute minor and a game misconduct as well. Koval from range, loose puck down low. Jackalopes looking to clear their zone here now as Loveland ships this one up and held on to now by Gerard with 3:50 left in the first period. Well, we're getting out of this one a little bit late here after all the stops we've had and a little bit of a late start to this one. Oh, I hope you didn't have any fancy dinner plans set up later this evening because this one might be ending super late. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll have 175 penalty minutes in a game again. You never know. Zadi and McPherson on the faceoff inside the Wranglers zone. Smith looking for a pass. This one cut out. Jackalopes looking to stay with it. McPherson battling for it. Zadi to the loose puck in the corner. Zadi. Poe with it. Looking for a feed to Bollinger. Bollinger. Great little give and go. Now Estedev looking for a shot. Denied there. Ran out of real estate. Now the Jackalopes the other way. Toss down low behind the net. Looking for a feed, and this one poked away. Gerard keeping it out for now. Esperance resets it on over. Jackalopes from the point. A good block there from Estedev. Now it's Estedev off ice. Looks for a shot, and it's sent high. And everybody lost it. Looks like it might be on the top of the net and held on to now. Well, that was an interesting passage of play here. Looks like the Wranglers going to, oh, okay, that was just a little bit scary. It looks like they were possibly taking Jake Bollinger to the box. You never know. It was a little bit too close to the box. You know, let's maybe skate a little bit further away from it. Next time we're escorting a guy to the bench, please, so we don't have a little bit of a scary situation potentially. Jadler and Thomas on the face-off here inside the Jackalope zone with 3:05 left in the first period. 1-1 scoreline here. Jadler trying to scurry on over to loose puck in the corner. Now the Wranglers feed it on into Jadler. Jadler looking for a shot, and a big blocker save there by Jones. Jadler tossing it into the corner. Jones out of his crease behind the net. Leaves it off for Barry. Jackalopes looking to get some numbers up ice. And a loose puck turned aside as Larson ships it up. Now Thomas looking for a feed. That one too far for anyone on the Jackalopes. Rusega trying to tamper this one down into the zone. Miller is looking for a feed as Haggerty is able to find the loose puck. As the Jackalopes looking to get up ice. Jacobs feeds it into the Wrangler zone. Now Schaefer with a connecting pass on over Rusega. And a shot just a little bit wide there. Rourke feeds it into the corner. Haggerty looking for some support. Miller to the loose puck. Miller has Rusega. Goes to Rusega. Rusega positions. Tough angle shot off the bar. Puck behind the net. Rusega trying to get to it. Does just that. Rusega looking to swap spots with O'Rourke. Rusega looking for a shot, kicked aside on the pads there of Jones, and now Jackalopes the other way. Jacobs with it. Jacobs weaves his way through. O'Rourke getting a piece of this puck, sending Jacobs into the corner. Now Rusega battling for it. On the wings, tossed back into the zone. Miller looking to slow this one down to O'Rourke. Miller calling for a change. Gentler out on the ice now. 1:11 remaining in the first period here. Damakev's with it. Sends it into the zone. Wranglers unable to get a piece of it, so icing going to get called here now as we'll have a defensive zone draw in just a second here. With 64 seconds left in the first period. 1-1. The score pretty even in shots so far. 9 for the Jackalopes, 8 for the Wranglers. Well, last night was a really close, exciting match, and why not do what we just did last night? Have another close, exciting match. I mean, obviously things can change in an instant in a game of hockey, but so far this one has been very even in almost every way possible. A bouncing puck gonna leave the zone. Jackalopes toss it all the way behind the net of Gerard. 55 seconds left in the first period here. O'Rourke with it. Domakiewicz able to get a piece of this puck, so icing waved away. Jackalopes are looking for some support on that zone entry. Nothing there. So now Esperance looking to reset. Puck tossed down low as icing is going to get called here now. 27.6 seconds left in the first period here. 8 shots for the Wranglers, 9 for the Jackalopes here. And we'll have to see if either side has an opportunity for a shot on net or a goal at that in the final 27.6 seconds. Jackalopes controlling the puck here. Hovland looking to send it out. Toss back in by Smith. Azadi in the corner. Ties his man up. 15 seconds left in the period here. Is icing going to get called with 12.7 seconds. We saw some Jackalopes fans in the crowd last night, and seeing some here tonight yet again, so welcome to them to the Budweiser bullpen, and a block shot off a twig there. 7 seconds left in the first period. Gentler and McPherson on the faceoff here inside of the Odessa zone. Ogle looking for a shot with time expiring. This one blocked. Larson and the Wranglers unable to find another shot as the first period's going to come to a close. It's all tied up, 1 apiece at the end of 1. And when we come back, we will have the start of the second period here. Well, welcome on back, everybody. Hope you had a good little intermission break. Always a good time to go get some snacks, refill on whatever you're having to drink. And here we're going to get a little bit of a recap of some scores around the league before we get ready to head back out on the ice for the second period here. It feels crazy that we've only played one period of hockey. It feels like we should be heading into the third period right now. But that would actually be kind of a little bit crazy if we were heading into the third period with just 8 to 9 in shots for both sides. I think that would probably be almost a potential record in the North American Hockey League. Actually, I wonder if there is any stat lovers out there, if you are able to find in North American Hockey League history the game with the least amount of shots, I would love to know. Please let me know if you do know. Because now I'm like, after yesterday in OKC, there was 103 shots combined, 53 to 50, and now I'm like, well, that's crazy. But what would be crazy is a game where it's like 5 shots for one team and 4 for the other. I don't think that's, I don't think there's been maybe, I don't know, I've got to check on this, because I'm now wondering if there's ever been a North American Hockey League game with both sides having single digits for shots on net. All right, taking a look at the scores around the league. In the South Division, the El Paso Rhinos up 4-2 on the road in OKC over the Oklahoma Warriors. 8:41 left in the second period in that one. And then other South Division action going on right now. Corpus Christi Ice Rays are up 1-0 over the Shreveport Mudbugs at home with 8:49 left in the second. And the Lone Star Brahmas up 2-0 over the New Mexico Ice Wolves after one. Well, back to the ice we go here, folks. Jeremy Jacobs for the Jackalopes. Jacob Miller for the Wranglers, getting us back underway here. Haggerty feeding this one behind the net of Jones. Jones and the Jackalopes still in their own zone for now. A couple sticks in from the Jackalopes as they're looking for that zone entry. Giyoshi into the corner with it. Giyoshi behind the net. Ortega cutting this one out, looking for some support there. Puck tossed back into the corner. Poe looking for Haggerty, turned over. Poe stands his man up, and there's a pass that the Jackalopes were looking for. They had a man on the back door. Thomas was there. Thomas is still there, and now held on to by Gerard. Jackalopes ultimately not going to the man on the back door and instead looking for a shot. And for those of you tuning in on YouTube, my apologies. I have to control the score bug over there. And that's updated. I know we've been talking about it for a while. It's 1-1, and the YouTube audience is probably like, hey, wait, why is it still 1-0 on the score bug? Yeah, my apologies. Trying to do like 20 different things at one time. Yeah, get a little bit carried away. Jackalopes looking for a shot. A couple sticks in on that shot attempt. Astanev looking to send this one up and out. A bouncing puck. Puck tossed behind the net of Gerard. Bollinger sending this one up out of the zone. Azadi in pursuit. Tom's resetting the Jackalopes looking for a feed in the zone. Azadi getting a piece of it. Schaefer looking for a passing lane on the wings. The wings suffocated currently. Now Schaefer behind the net. Bollinger looking for a dump and change. Edquist now out onto the ice for the Wranglers. Bollinger finding Azadi. Azadi looking for a shot. And a stick in there from the Jackalopes. Ogle looking for a pass over to Zadi, unable to reel it in, but he finds Estenev. Estenev looking for a shot just a little bit wide from Estenev. Fortin down low in the corner, trying to get past Toms. Toms tying him up. Azadi with it. Feeds it back. Hedquist looking for a shot for traffic just a little bit wide. Ogle. Now Fortin keeps it in. Turned aside. Jackalopes the other way. Jackalopes looking to make use of the wings. A toss behind the net of Gerard. They wanted to get that change. And now Fortin got a piece of it. Looks like just enough, barely. And icing waved away. Larson Finds Jettler. Jettler staying with it. And this one into the waiting mitts of netminder Kevin Jones for the Odessa Jackalopes. 17:56 left in the second period. And take a moment to thank everybody tuning on in on NAHL TV and or the audio-only feed on YouTube. We're back underway here. Jackalopes controlling the face-off. Eastbrants resetting this one on over. Domakevs battling for this puck. Eastbrants trying to send it up and out. And this one finally up in the mesh netting. Took a while to get there. So we're going to face off inside the Jackalope zone now. Well, hey, here's the fun stat now. We are finally even on shots. 10 shots aside, and it's 1-1. So now we can officially say we are 1-for-1, even Stevens. You know, I wonder about that. Even Stevens. Do you think somebody named Steven came up with that? Smith with it at the blue line. Banks it off the boards. Haggerty was looking for it. Jackalopes with the numbers advantage. Puricelli has Loveland. Looks for a shot. Held onto by Gerard. On a big-time save there from Gerard. Well, last night, 3-on-1 odd-man rush saw the Jackalopes put one in the back of the net. Odd-man rush here dealt with this time around. Zadi and McPherson on the faceoff inside the Wranglers zone. And a quick rapid-fire shot there on the faceoff win for the Jackalopes. And now, Wranglers looking to get up ice. Schaefer feeds it to Bollinger. Bollinger to Schaefer. Schaefer has it stolen away now as the Jackalopes look for that zone entry. Looking for a shot held on to by Gerard. Pankratz with a shot attempt there for the Jackalopes. Jackalopes looking for another rapid-fire shot on a face-off win here. Richards sending this one down low. Ogle and the Wranglers looking for something here. Trying to get their zone cleared up. Couple tangled up. Ogle laying a little bit of a hit. Not happy about how he was taken down a moment ago. Ogle a loose puck. Well, there is no love lost between Ogle right now and trying to see who that is. Well, fight's going to get dispelled. It appeared to be Jake Greger. Can't fully see it. No, that's actually going to be 29. Gabe Pankratz, who was tied up with Ogle in that corner. And we'll have to see if those two end up dropping gloves together later on. Kiyoshi with it. Top of the faceoff circle. Looking for a shot. Couple sticks in. Kiyoshi still with it. Feeds it on back to Barry. Barry sends it down low. Now the Wranglers the other way. It's Miller. 3-on-2 Miller looking for a feed. Cross ice. A little bit too far for Haggerty. And now Miller to loose puck behind net. Finds Wasega. Wasega looking for some support. Haggerty trying to keep this one down low in the corner. Now Kiyoshi. And the Jackalopes the other way. Arrington gets this one into the zone. Smith resetting the Wranglers now. Haggerty sending this one into the zone. A couple pokes away at this one. As Post sends it all the way into the zone of the Jackalopes. Thompson Miller battling for this one. Now Kiyoshi alone on a wing. Schaefer there to lose puck. Schaefer slows it down, feeds it on over to O'Rourke. Miller dumping this one into the corner. Wranglers are looking to go for a change here. Zadi on the ice now. Bollinger was looking for Zadi on that feed, unable to find him. Now the Jackalopes looking for his zone entry. And we got a couple bodies tangled on the wings. Astanev looking for a cross ice feed. Cut out now. And tossed back into the zone. A little bit of a scrum in the corner forming. And now a couple pucks whacked away. Bollinger looking for Astanev. Icing waved away. Astanev behind net to the loose puck. Astanev feeding this one on back. Wranglers having to retreat out of their own zone now. Jones collects it on his paddle. Forden almost cutting this one out fully. Jackalopes into the zone. All on an island and a big movement there from Gerard. Able to just kind of extend his leg out and run the Jackalopes into the corner. Ishbrantz trying to get to the puck in his own zone. Paracelli with it. Paracelli. A little bit of give and go. Jackalopes into the zone again. Puck into the corner. Kept in the zone. Richards looking to position on the back door. Richards scoops up the loose puck. Looking for a feed. Was looking for somebody down low in the slot. Could not find anyone. Forden battling for this puck. Ties his man up. And now a shot blocked by Jandler and another big block. This one by Smith. Jackalopes still with some sustained pressure for now. But Alphonse Jandler and the Wranglers trying to get out of their own zone. And now shoveled up. Rusega with it. Rusega hangs on to the puck. Jackalopes into the zone with it. Resetting, bottom of the faceoff circle, looking for a pass, and a bouncing puck. It's now, well, looks like Gerard had it for a second. Nobody has it now as there's a little bit of a scrum. It's Miller with it. Feeds it to Rusega. Rusega has two in front of him. Sends it into the zone, makes his way past one. As Richards to the loose puck for the Jackalopes. Haggerty trying to pressure in the corner. And now we're going to get icing here on the Jackalopes. 13:01 left in the second period here. This has been a pretty quick period so far. I haven't had a whole lot of whistles. 14 shots for the Jackalopes. Wranglers haven't had a shot in quite some time for actually about the last 7 minutes almost. Wranglers having to reset out of their own zone. O'Rourke with it. McPherson looking to apply some pressure on him, and icing waved away here. Azadi battling for this one in the zone. Krushkowski as it's stolen away. Azadi with it. Azadi looking for a shot. Held onto by Jones. And now Wranglers looking to reset. And a shot. Scores! A fumbled puck. And it's in the back of the net. Tiernan O'Rourke with the goal for the Wranglers. And that is one of the worst feelings for a netminder, to let in a goal like that. Oh, we're gonna get all these stars cleared off on the ice. down. We're back underway here. Your Wranglers up 2-1. Jackalopes behind the net. Looking for a shot. And a big deny. Oh, and the Jackalopes respond instantly. Less than 10 seconds later, going to be Jack Ishbrantz just belts one into the back of the net. Well, Wranglers just switch off for a second, and all it takes is a second to take advantage of a team that's just switched off. Well, we're back to even Stevens. Aronson looking to send this one up and out. Yoshi with it. Poe. Miller. It's Haggerty with it. Haggerty looking for a tough angle shot, kept out by Jones. Arrington into the zone. Arrington losing the puck a little bit there. Smith doing enough to free that one up. And icing going to get called here now. And I know for Jones, he's probably feeling relieved after letting that one in, knowing that his teammates got him. And after that happened, you saw Jones had a couple of his teammates go over at him and just kind of tap him on and say, hey, it's okay. We got you. Haggerty, the loose puck, banks it off the glass. Richards making sure the icing does get called here. Oh, and Miller was pretty close to beating that one out. Just not enough there to make that one get waved away. Well, it's Happy Gilmore night here from the Budweiser bullpen, and 400 golf-themed towels handed out for the start of this one here. We've seen quite a few pretty sweet sweaters from a variety of different teams, and icing is going to get called yet again. I saw a KC Mavericks sweater. I think that's down there. I think I can actually see it right now. Saw somebody wearing a New Jersey Devils one. Let's see what else we can spot here. Quite a few Dallas Star ones, obviously. We are in the Lone Star State after all. Alex Thomas and Jacob Miller on the faceoff inside the Wranglers zone here. Puck caught up in a skate. Now Richards looking for a feed on over. Gerard leaves it off for Poe. Poe. Jones having to leave his crease, hangs on to it. Sends it on over to Richards. Excuse me, Fortin. And a block there by Schaefer on the shot attempt. Looks like that one stung a little bit. Zadi with it. Schaefer sends this one on in to Zadi. Zadi, pass on over. Shot and kept out. A blocker save there from Jones. He's had two big blocker saves so far this game. Estenev finding O'Rourke. O'Rourke from range just a little bit high. Puck finally landing onto the ice now. And a bouncing puck. Schaefer allowing O'Rourke to scoop this one up. Jackalopes going for a change. Vic. This one kicked into the corner. Wranglers looking to get a change. Gentler out there now. Joined alongside by Koval. Gentler to lose puck in the corner. Feeds around the boards. Ishbrantz sending it back down low. Opposite corner. Damakiev's with it. Banks it off the boards. Vic staying with it. Feeds it down low. Koval keeps this one in. Sends it down low. Puck behind the net of Jones. Koval tossing it back in. Just a lot of back and forth here. Now Jackalopes looking to catch the Wranglers out on a line change. A pass on over and a good stick in. And Gerard's going to reel this one in to his glove as we'll get a immediate timeout here. Oh, welcome on back from the immediate timeout here, and another close one on tap. I'm sure both sets of fan bases are enjoying this one here tonight. Just like last night, it was another good game. And I mean, obviously, it's fun every now and then to see high-scoring games, but games that are pretty close and even the whole way through, I honestly think they're just a lot more enjoyable. There's just a different kind of energy about them the entire way through that kind of sticks. Oh, we got a face-off inside the Wranglers zone here now. Be McPherson and Miller on the face-off. 9:34 left in the second period. This one's tied up at 2 apiece. Now it's Smith with it. Smith shovels it into the zone. Poe looking to reset the Wranglers. Poe back with it. And icing going to get called now on the Wranglers. So we'll go back to the Wranglers zone for another face-off here. Oh, and both netminders, Kevin Jones and Charles Antoine Gerard, have made some big-time saves so far this game here. And in a game that's close the entire way through, you really need your netminders. Bow sending this one up ice for Sega to the loose puck. Icing waved away. Miller trying to send this one out of the scrum. Sega battling two. Miller getting the loose puck. Feeds it on to Schaefer. Keeps it in the zone. Schaefer having to just give this one away. And icing going to get called now. Well, Kushkowski was pretty darn close to being that icing out, but we're going to go back into the Odessa zone here for a face-off. Jetler winning the face-off. Fortin securing the puck, trying to find a man down low behind the net. He's looking for Larson, now Ishbarantz. Feeding this one outside of the zone. Puck caught up on the wings. Ishbarantz back with it. Fires it off onto the boards. Caught on a stanchion for a second. Bounces into the opposite corner. O'Rourke to loose puck. Arrington feeding this one off for Jacobs. Jacobs turning, looking for a shot. Deflecting off of Gerard. Now Gentler. Getting some help from O'Rourke. O'Rourke. Now Larson shipping this one high up into the air. Jammed down. Toss back into the Wranglers zone. O'Rourke. Pivots. Looking for a feed. This one cut out. Now pass on over, loose puck. Arrington shot just a little bit wide there from Arrington. Now another shot kicked aside by the pads there of Girard, and another puck into the corner, and we got Girard's net off. Let's look at this one fixed on up with 7:50 left in the second period. And we'll get a face off inside the Wranglers zone here in just a second. Let's take a quick moment to take a look at scores around the league, specifically in the South Division as well. It looks like they actually got this one fixed pretty darn quick, so maybe we got time for one score check. El Paso Rhinos up 5-3 over the Oklahoma Warriors after 2. And back underway we go. Kiyoshi in the corner with it. Sends it around the boards. This one's going to fall all the way back down to the Odessa zone now. Richards scoops up the loose puck. Now Esnev with it. Esnev into the zone. Feeds it on back. Azadi staying with it. Azadi behind the net. Esnev calling for it. Ogle on over. A big one-timer just a little bit wide. Man down in the crease trying to get back up and recovers Bollinger. Now Kiyoshi and the Jackalopes the other way. As Hedquist resets the Wranglers. Ogle going to send this one up onto the wings. Bollinger feeding it into the zone before going for a change. Hagerty onto the ice now. Jackalopes sending this one into the corner. Zadi looking to lay a big hit. Does just that. Now, Zadi poking this one outside of the zone. Catalano finding a feed. Jackalopes into the zone. Thomas with it. Down low in the corner. Thomas looking for some support. Now a scrum. Ogle trying to shovel this one up and out. Ogle whacking away at it. Ogle scoops it up. Looking for Hagerty. Hagerty tied up on the boards. Rusega trying to get a piece of this puck. Tossed all the way back. And the net of Girard. Ogle. Rusega to Miller. Miller goes to Hagerty. Shot! And capped out. Jones extending his pads in time. And now an odd man rush. Pass on over a little bit too far. Jackalopes trying to stay with this one and sent on to Girard, and Girard able to hang on to this one inside his crease. 5:40 left in the second period. Still tied up 2 apiece here. Meanwhile, down in Corpus Christi, Texas, the Ice Rays are currently tied at 1 apiece after 2 with the Shreveport Mudbugs. Baruselli and Jedler on the faceoff inside the Wrangler zone. Schaefer, high net. This one cut out by Gregory. Jedler trying to find a way out of the zone here. Fortin, first to the puck, banks it high off the glass. Everybody kind of losing it. And now it's Larson with it. Larson slows it down. Pass it over. Shot. Oh, my! And how is that capped out? Jones with a big save there for the Jackalopes. That was a great look there for the Wranglers. We're getting a bit of a delay here before you get back underway. McPherson and Miller now on the faceoff. McPherson winning this one. And we got a loose twig puck down into the corner. Now icing going to get called. 5:11 left in the second period. Meanwhile, out at the Outpost Ice Arena, Lone Star Brahmas up 2-0 with 2:21 left in the second period here. McPherson and Azadi on the faceoff. This one is going to fall all the way back to Girard. Girard Sends it on over to Ogle with his paddle. And two colliding in the neutral zone here. Icing going to get called again. And we'll go back down to the Wranglers zone for a face-off here. Slotted McPherson on the face-off inside the Wranglers zone. McPherson winning this one now. Bollinger with it for the Wranglers. Finds Estenev. Estenev has it cut in a stick, a bouncing puck. Everybody whacking away at it. Jackalopes. Into the zone they go with it now. Bollinger sending it on over. Estenev sending this one up ice. Jones with it on his paddle. Waits. Zadi trying to cut it out. Puck around the boards. Wischkowski is looking for some support. Now the Wranglers the other way. Haggerty with it. Haggerty looking for a pass. Finds a feed. Shot. Scores! Sweet from Smith. Cruz Smith signed, sealed, and delivered. Wranglers up 3-2 now. Well, and great tenacity from Haggerty there. Picking up the apple, staying with it the entire way through. Waiting patiently for that feed to Smith. And just a smart play there from him. I was actually talking to Crew earlier today this morning. I told him, I said, been very impressed with your work rate. He's averaging quite a few block shots per game every single time he's out onto the ice. Recently arrived for the Amarillo Wranglers and now scoring a big goal for the Wranglers. Now icing going to get called here now on the Wranglers, as we'll go back into the Wranglers zone for the face-off. .407 left in the second period here. Wranglers up 3-2. Jacobson, Jettler, two J's on the face-off. Jettler winning this one. It's caught up on the boards. Sent down low, turned aside. Now, tossed down low into the corner. And puck, gonna exit the zone. Jettler, there to it. So it's coughed up. Fortin poking this one up. Larson to it. Larson slows it down. Looking for some support. Has his twig tied up. And Larson able to keep this one at the blue line. Jackalopes with it, with some speed into the zone. So they slow it down, looking for a feed. Top of the faceoff circle, Barry trying to shovel this one through. Now it's Schaefer with it, Schaefer. Looking for a feed on over to Bollinger. That one a little bit out of reach. So now Barry scoops it up. Barry looking for a stretch pass here, and now icing gonna get called on the Jackalopes. Right, 3:09 left in the second. No, you're good. Now a couple bodies tied up. Miller to the loose puck. Miller. Now Eastbrance with it. Finds Giyoshi. Giyoshi feeds it on back to Eastbrance. Thomas with it, looking for a feed. Miller scooping up the loose puck. A little bit of a battle for this one as it's now down low. Scooped up by Hedquist. Hedquist looking to tie his man up in the corner. And really nobody able to lay claim to this puck just quite yet. We got a little bit of a scrum forming. Toss back. Eastbrowns keeps this one in. Looks for a shot and kept out now by Gerard. Well, here we go. We talked about maybe a little bit of a glove drop here, but this one getting quickly cut out. Well, I was going to say, I mean, if you want to play games on my phone, is that what you want? You want to play some games on my phone? All right. Well, you got to find a way to keep hockey players entertained at all times. Well, we got a couple penalties here. Ogle and Hedquist in the box for the Wranglers, and speed number 11, Braden Catalano in the box for the Jackalopes. Well, it's going to be a power play now for the Odessa Jackalopes. Tom's with it. Barry. Shovels down low. Puck behind the net into the corner. Wranglers looking to keep their shape. Puck just kind of hanging there. Azadi scoops it up. Azadi trying to send this one up and out. Gets it out of the zone here. Barry. Pass cut out by Bollinger. Azadi trying to whack away at it. Now Smith to Azadi. Bollinger laying ahead from behind. Bollinger with it now. Oh, Bollinger burning all sorts of time as there's only 1:14 left of a penalty to kill off for the Wranglers. Purcelli with it. Purcelli into the zone, and Syke just kidding. He's going to go offsides. So we'll get a neutral zone faceoff in just a second here. Jacobs and Miller on the faceoff here. Eastbrowns scooping it up. Thomas sending this one around the boards. Kiyoshi in the corner. We're going to send it on back to Eastbrowns. Eastbrowns feed on over top of the faceoff circle, and now a shot and a good block there. Schaefer getting a piece of that one. Now it's Miller with it. Miller looking for Haggerty. It's cut out by Thomas. Haggerty staying with it. Wranglers, they want to get a quick change, but they do have to be fast about this one. Sega out there now with Fortin. 1 minute remaining in the period. Well, and a blown tire behind net. A little bit of a scrum here forming. 23 seconds left of penalty to kill off. Rusega battling for this one. And now the Wranglers gonna draw a penalty in the process. And I think that's just frustration there out of the Jackalopes as they were unable to really get anything going on that power play there. So Nicholas Arrington's going to be sitting in the box for 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. Still the Wranglers are going to have a power play of their own. 43 seconds left in the second period here. Wranglers on top, 3-2. Shots tied up at 19 apiece. It's going to be McPherson and Miller on the faceoff here inside the Jackalope zone. So we'll go 4-on-4 for the next 14 seconds. Smith battling for this one. Into the corner he goes. Rusega Trying to get to it. Haggerty looking to help out. Jackalopes controlling the puck. Wranglers on a power play now. They got to get this puck back first. Ogle scoops it up. Smith tying his man up. 15 seconds left. Wranglers have time for just maybe one go at it. But maybe not, as Lyson's going to get called with 8 seconds left in the second period. Well, the good news is that if the Wranglers are unable to find anything here in the remaining 8 seconds of this period, they'll be starting the third period with a power play. And that gives Coach Michael Hill plenty of time to have a conversation with the boys about going out onto the third period with that man advantage. Jacobs and Miller on the faceoff here inside the Wranglers zone. And a couple twigs tied up as this puck's just gonna be controlled now by Thornton as time will expire here in this period. Well, Wranglers coming back to 1 minute and 18 seconds of a power play to start the third period as they lead 3-2 over the Odessa Jackalopes.